name is Philippe Patterson with Taji Magazine. I am here with Cassandra Freeman. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you, Rob.
All right. So this is the final season of Bel-Air. So I don't want it to be, trust me. You had me up at like 3 o'clock in the morning watching it.
Thank you for watching.
Can you describe a little bit about the evolution of Aunt Viv from season one until this next season coming up?
Yeah, I think she starts off as a political wife in that first season. That first season, everyone was like, is this Michelle Obama? This feel like Michelle Obama. She's like that political wife who has put her own ambitions in the background. And then over the course of 4 seasons, you see her embracing her passions and trying to become more fully self expressed as an artist, as a woman as well, and as a mother, and as a wife. Like literally every part of her life was about radical honesty, is a big deal in this show between she and her husband, but also for herself.
What do you think the kids are thinking now that she's had this more of a voice and more opinion and diving into her artistic, you know, her field?
Kids do what you do, not what you say you're going to do. So I think it forces, I know it makes everyone question, why do they do anything they do? Are they doing it for outside applause or because it's a part of their inner purpose? And I think when you see your mother tell everyone else you're not important, but my own voice is important, that is, everyone else is inspired by that. It transforms everyone's life. And when you get to that 8th season, you're like, wow, these are people who are 10 toes down for what they want out of life, not what everyone else says.
Speaking of motherhood, you found out that Viv has a secret that she's about to have a baby. What was it like in the writer's room and discussing it with the writers, and how much input did you have on it? And did it make you reflect on you being a mother?
No one's asked that. And, they brought me into the writers to talk about my personal journey as a mother, but delivering my son specifically. And I'd say 80% of what you see is my personal story around delivering my son, from the choices I made, the choices I didn't make. There's some things that they added in there for drama that is not my life, that sort of, and actually Aunt Viv even gets a part of her birth plan that I wished for. So the day we shot, I won't forget, Morgan Cooper's like, how do you feel today? And you know what? I came to set and I was like, oh, I feel good today. And then I said, but to think that she gets to do something that even I didn't get a chance to do, I just started crying. And I just feel like God's hand was on this show, child, because these last few episodes, it was just like living and breathing in truth. It was really sort of miraculous time. I'm so happy I got to have this experience in my life.
And what do you think like that message will convey to people who are, or women who are older and hear that word geriatric pregnancy?
Yeah, people are putting labels on things. Even though we know for a fact that women's eggs actually live a lot longer than men's sperm. So, but you know what I think people are going to give?
But
You get to choose your own love story when it comes to delivering your child. In my own life, that's exactly what happened. I told my husband I have, and I'm so happy we followed that vision because it was a miraculous birth. It was a spiritual birth to have my son. And Aunt Viv and me both, because we're artists, there are so few moments in life where God gets to palpably be in the room. Or you can turn it over to patriarchy and make it as sanitized as possible. We do that with death, so we have no relationship to death. But in birth, I thought I could have control over the birthing of my child's life. Like, how spiritual, how alive do I want this to be? So I'm excited for people to be inspired to consider another way of having life come into this world.
I see your art back. I was gonna ask you about that later, but you brought it up. Like that's nice art. Are you selling that in the back?
I'm not saying that is one of mine though. I think I sold sweatshirts for like 1 season. Some people had that as a sweatshirt.
So you have this great love bond with feel things. And what do you think people will get out of their relationship from season one until now that they can take and use in their own lives with their relationships?
I think the main thing that comes to mind is anything you want is on the other side of being honest and having an open mind and heart. I mean, Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv go through some things. And if we put those things on the street, everybody would say, well, let me tell you how I'm going to do it. But if you really want like agape love, you have to go through the hard parts together. And that's where intimacy is. Into me, I see is so real. And these two people speak such hard, vulnerable truths for each other and hold the space. To me, what is a man or your partner if they can't hold the messy parts of you? I chose my husband because he loves the parts of me that is not put together. That's why you choose this person as a life partner. I hope that's what people are left with because they go through a lot this season, my friend, and it only gets deeper and deeper. And both of them are going to be very scared and they could run away or they stay. And we know these two people are going to stay. But what you see is when you stay, you get sexier, you get more love. Like that's where radiance comes from is, pressure either crushes you or makes diamonds.
What kind of advice would you give Aunt Viv this season?
I mean, I feel like Aunt Viv living in such a messy time actually gave to me permission to ask for help more. She doesn't ask for help enough, but she does a great job centering her own sanity. She really does. And so I would say, I don't know, I feel like she's really taught me this year, like, girl, say you're not doing that. Say you need help. Let me tell you, I'm so heavy on the lesson. My spirit this season really was heavy on the theme of surrender. And in surrendering, you have to say, I can't pick that up anymore. Spiritually, mentally, or physically, I cannot lift it. It looks like you're stronger. There you go. And now you allow other people to feel useful. Like I love that other people get to feel useful. That's where I'm living. So I would tell Aunt Viv, let other people go be useful. And she does.
Well, they're gonna have to be this season. So I mean,
But it's a lot of surrender. And I say surrender, that's even true from an acting lesson. It was a lot of, I don't know what this next moment's going to be. Let's see if the director comes and yells at me right now. I'm going to go this way. The words say this way, but the feeling feels this way. And then I started to realize, like, yep, that's life. You don't say everything that you mean and feel. You sometimes go in the opposite directions.
what do you admire most about her portrayal of Vivian?
It's one of those things where I feel so cliche, but I say it so much, which is when I saw Janet Hubert in real time growing up, I just thought, like, yeah, that's me. Like, those are my aunties. Like, this is my family. It not really felt like that show was about how rich they were. Her personality and how she took up space. I was like, that's me. So I grew up as an artist, like she's an artist. And I grew up being a professor. She was a professor on the show as well. And now this new version is an artist and I'm an artist as well. Like the things you see, I feel like if it resonates with you, it gives you alignment, like some type of blueprint to follow, And if it's not for you, it doesn't resonate. You might still enjoy it, but it just won't resonate the same. And, Janet Hubert resonated so loudly to me. I was like, yes. So to be able to work with her on set, on top of it, is like nothing but the glory of God, because there's a million reasons why that didn't have to happen. And it did. And so the first day I saw her, I was like, girl, this is God's purpose.
Is there any advice or anything memorable?
Well, the funny thing is, I think people would be so surprised how silly she is. So first of all, in between takes, I am so silly. Like as soon as you say cut, I'll start singing, It could be the saddest moment. And then I'll be like, did that, I'll start off in a rap. And she is the same way. She didn't give any advice. She's a true artist. It would be so disrespectful to be like, you know what you're not doing right? Or you know what you should add? No, instead, from the first time I ever met her, which was a few years ago, she's like, you own it so beautifully. Like, she did nothing but give me flowers. And then, of course, I gave her a bouquet back. No, she did. One moment we were on set behind the scenes and she called up Will Smith. He didn't answer the phone. So we left a message and we left him a video face chat. And I'm pregnant and she's there. We're just kind of hanging out. She's like, Will, look at us right now. And I said, look what you did. She's like, yeah, look what you did. This is so great. And I said, oh, I'm so thankful.
And the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is your platform that you have. What is it? Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit more about that? Because it is like relevant now, like creating a space for artists and creatives in a time where AI is taking over and deepfakes and what have you. We can all get in touch with it and help you expand it.
Yeah, creativity is born out of two main things. But one is it shouldn't take 7 years to do something that should take 7 weeks or 7 months. And the only thing that keeps people from creating at the speed they wish to be working is networking, being next to other people who are at their level or higher. And I came to Hollywood thinking like, I thought Harry Belafonte, James Baldwin, Marlon Brando, Fonda, like these brilliant people, Maya Angelou, like I thought that they were all meeting up together, and I got to Hollywood and I was like, no, that's not how it is. You literally have to create the community for this sort of thing to happen, for the culture and for the work, for the politic body as well. So that's what I create. I said, we're gypsies jumping from TV show to film to theater, but how are we collectively like staying together and building together what we want to see and how we want to feel? So that's what it is. So we do events that bring people together, but it's a curated, invited list. The bulk of these things are for people who are at a certain level already. So you can run and bump into the head of studios and head of production companies, casting directors, brands, and money. So it's wealth, the industry, and brands all coming into one room to make magic happen. And that's exactly what it is. Like right now in this season, we're heavy on like the new generation. It's going to be unlike anything we've ever seen before, and we'll have more millionaires than ever before too. It's $1 trillion economy coming for creators. So yeah, there's AI, but ultimately it's going to be about in-person touching people in real life, live experiences. There's so much money on the table. So a lot of our events are about how to cut through, like, what are the cliff notes? People like Tabitha Brown, like she's someone who really has understood this. So she's come to speak. People ahead of studios like Mattel or Blumhouse has come out. Just like such an array of people who are sharing tidbits, whether it's for the inner life or the practical life of the creative.
Okay. Well, really appreciate it. And Cassandra, I want to tell you, like, thank you for picking these amazing roles from Vivian, especially I love Brooklyn. I love that movie. I just talked to Abigail. I was like, hey, listen, your movie was amazing.
Thank you. It's such a beautiful movie. I'm so happy people resonated with. I thought I'm crazy. It's just a slice of life.
No, it's one of those, I call it like an adult rom-com. So there's no like anything drastic, crazy going on. It's just people figuring out love and, recuperating from trauma and death and all that stuff. So it's just, and I'm like, when I saw you on there, I was like, thank you. I love you guys to come together and tell the story that we could like enjoy. And I would tell everybody, like, watch it with a group of people and just have a discussion for hours about it,
Listen, there's a lot to discuss in that film. And the heart of that film is all because of Andre Holland, like Abigail and him, but really Andre just calling up his friends and being like, hey, can you come and do this thing? And when you read the script and it's Andre, you're just like, yeah, I've known him for like 2 decades. He's a close friend of mine. And he was like, can you come just be funny? And I'm like, yes, because that's the next chapter for me. I would love to do things that are like just lighter and funny and, joyful and rom-coms. Like rom-coms. That is what that.
Yeah, we need Black rom-coms, sure. So I would say just thank you and keep it going and keep it moving. And we'll do this some more if you allow.
Yes, please, please. Oh my God, I'm so honored for the conversation and also for being seen. So thank you for your time.
All right. And if you sell some paintings, let us know.
You be the first to know.
Right. Well, thank you.
I'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Thank you.